Sterling One Foundation, in collaboration with its partners across government, private sector, regional and international development partners, renewed the commitment to sustainable development in Nigeria and Africa at the 4th edition of the Africa Social Impact Summit, which focused on the theme Scaling Action, Bold Solutions for Climate Resilience and Policy Innovation. The CEO of Sterling One Foundation, MD/CEO of Sterling Bank, alongside other dignitaries, emphasized the importance of collective action for climate resilience and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals in Nigeria and Africa.
And number 3 is for policy advocacy. That is one of the reasons why we're very glad that the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning is joining us from this year. Our conversations are going to transform not just Nigeria, but the continent of Africa, because we do not just talk here. From last year's convening alone, Wema Bank signed a partnership with Katsina State government to train 500,000 youth in the state. EHA Clinic signed a partnership with the Katsina State government for them to be digital record system in the health system in Katsina State. Woodall Capital signed a partnership with the Nigerian Governors Forum to raise funds for the 36 states of Nigeria. I can't hear any hand clapping. And these are just a few of the partnerships that were birthed here. So I encourage everyone, get ready to identify your partners, for you to scale whatever it is you're doing to accelerate the SDGs. This is a social impact marketplace. This is your opportunity to scale the work you are doing to transform your society. This is the Africa Social Impact Summit 2025. I welcome you.
I don't want us to leave here thinking that bold action means we'll recruit an additional staff in our investment company or our summit, or we will increase our budget by 20%. It has to be something that foundationally hasn't been done before. It has to be you stepping back and saying, what we've been doing for so long hasn't worked. If we're all still in the business we are in, the business of impact, it means that we really haven't taken off yet. Bold action for me is to say there are 64 partners today. Every single partner must commit to bring along another partner for 2026 so that we can double the partnership. That is bold action. And as we prepare for today, Peju gave a list of about 3 significant partnerships that was signed. Success would be for every single one of the support to those who back this summit to sign some agreement today or tomorrow or latest by weekend. If you go through this summit and you don't come out with a relationship, an agreement, an MOU, something that means that how you execute going forward is different fundamentally, then you haven't taken a bold step. So I call on everyone to please let us think about bold in bold terms. Let us think about bold in terms of doing things that are at least twice the scale of what you did last year. Because for us, we are only convening. We can't do anything. All we can do is make the space comfortable, make the room comfortable, make sure that we bring in the kinds of people that can be of value to you, and we leave it up to you to have those side meetings, have those conversations, have those follow-up, and make sure that we make a difference.
Impact investment is critical to scaling these solutions and ensuring their sustainability. We must work together to create an environment that attracts investment and fosters this growth. As leaders and stakeholders, we have a responsibility to drive change. We must prioritize inclusive growth, social equality, and environmental sustainability. The themes of this summit underscore the need for such collaborative efforts to tackle Africa's developmental challenges.
Scaling action requires more than policies and funding. It demands collaboration across government, private sector, development partners, and civil society, and all these stakeholders need to work together and co-create solutions that are locally rooted and scalable and inclusive. And it's when that collaboration comes from all partners within the ecosystems that you see the outcomes that you really ought to be. So, we need to forge partnerships here and turn pilot projects into national programs, small successes into transformative systems. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the path to climate resilience is challenging, but it is one we must walk on together. As we reflect on the ideas shared today, kindly commit to practical actions, stronger partnerships. As the CEO of Sterling Bank had said, let's commit to solutions that truly serve Nigerians. The federal government remains committed to supporting efforts that drive inclusive, sustainable, and development across Nigeria and beyond.
As we gather under the theme, Scaling Action, Bold Solutions for Climate Resilience and Policy Innovation, let us renew our collective resolve to implement innovative policies and scalable interventions that address Africa's unique climate changes. Together, we can build resilient communities, foster sustainable economies, and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. I'd like to commend all partners and stakeholders for their dedication and collaboration. Lagos State remains committed to leading by example. Lagos State is committed to continuing to make impact. The previous speaker mentioned that we mentioned yesterday about projects, but also it's important that we outline the fact that in Lagos State, we also deliver a lot of impact. And I know I can give a few examples. One that I do want to share here, which is a huge impact, is the recent launch that Mr. Governor delivered called the Lagos State Access to Finance for SMEs through cooperatives called LASMECO. A number of the pain points, Mr. Governor, as we all know, is whom you've all endeared and called Mr. Sellable, Mr. Talk and Do. He listens and he takes action in order to deliver impact. And with that, he listened to a lot of the MSMEs, majority of them actually being women, and listening to them, he understood that in order for them to access affordable finance, we needed to lead by example.
Some of the government dignitaries speak on the essence of collaboration between public and private sector for sustainable development and enabling businesses to scale.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the first thing is it's not how, it's already being done. Like I said earlier on, Mr. President is leading the charge right from the front. Like I mentioned, even at the BRICS summit, this was something that was put forward. Yeah, a foreign minister also has been traveling around, also talking about the importance of this, particularly the last G20 meeting. But I think the important thing really is the kind of president that we have who creates an enabling and open environment for all critical actors to work together. Like I said in my presentation, this is not something that government can do. It is something that we need a whole of society approach, an approach where government, civil society, and the private sector are working together. And we also need to bear in mind that in the past, we were in a scenario where we were able to look for international resources to support us. Now we have to take our destiny into our own hands and start mobilizing domestic resources to be able to attack a challenge that really is, like I said earlier on, is an existential one. In terms of human capital development, there's actually a human capital development steering committee that is chaired by the vice president that is focusing on exactly these critical matters as well. First of all, there's the NCC, the National Climate Change Council, that actually has developed a very effective framework. And every time we go to COP, you'll find that the government goes with a plan that is utilized to be able to engage. People are not just going to put money when you don't have a plan. You need to have a plan, and under Mr. President, we have that plan. Secondly, it's also about ensuring that we are able to look at how, like I said earlier on, to mobilize domestic resources, because at the end of the day, if we're not able to, shall we say, put our money where our mouth is, then we're going to find ourselves in a bit of a challenge. So I think broadly speaking, it's already been done. The challenge really now is also about awareness. How do we even let the wider society know what the challenges are, one, and two, how do we create the policies and the legislative framework that ensures that people are compelled, engaged, and incentivized to act in a manner that is able to help us to have practices that do not hurt the climate and help us with ensuring more sustainability and more inclusivity and, of course, more resilience.
A population of 237 million, and you have almost 40 million SMEs. So it sort of gives you the balance to understand the level of importance on why we should create the sort of enabling environments for those businesses to thrive. Nigeria is housing almost 60% of the entire African SMEs. It's very important that when businesses in Nigeria thrive, they're able to spread across other African countries with regards to access to markets. So, this current government is trying to ensure that gradually, in a chronological manner, we begin to allow MSMEs to breathe, in terms of access to funding, in terms of access to markets, in terms of infrastructure. So we have gradually laid the foundation for them to actually excel in all the things that they do. We've gone very far. As a matter of fact, most of the states are interested because so the idea is even more important to the states because SMEs are domiciled in the different states. So the states are interested, and we are going to be having a summit very soon with most of the state governors and our partners to move on very quickly with that.
The resilience of Sterling One Foundation in galvanizing currently 64 partners, including the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, is remarkable. It is expected that this will unlock more opportunities for strategic deals and investments to reposition Nigeria and Africa to achieve its sustainable development drive.